At least I won't ever have to see that trailer again. Hey there, Cinephiles. Today I will be reviewing Argylle, the latest film from Matthew Vaughn, who's directed the Kingsman movies Kick-Ass and X-Men First Class. This stars Bryce Dallas Howard as Ellie Conway, a novelist who wrote a successful series of spy books that ends up getting real-life events right. This also has the likes of Henry Cavill, John Cena, Dua Lipa, Samuel L. Jackson, Sam Rockwell, and more. A director of some of the most fun action films of the past 20 years paired with a pretty stacked cast. What could go wrong? Well, a lot. After months of seeing this trailer before every single movie in the theater, they were pushing so hard the question of who the real Agent Argylle is. And although the reveal was extremely disappointing, this was far from the worst thing about the movie. But let's back up to the book that this movie's sort of based on. Argylle the novel came out on January 9th of this year. The book was nowhere near out at the start of filming this, and yet the rights were acquired for millions of dollars. And when reporters went out to seek this Ellie Conway, no one could really find anything about her. She had no online presence whatsoever, and the best thing is, this was her first novel published ever. The author of this book, Ellie Conway, was as blank of a slate as you could get in this day and age. So the fact that there was this real life mystery surrounding the actual author of the real book, that was already enticing enough to make me want to actually see the movie. Granted, the plot of the novel and the film are different, as in the movie, Ellie Conway is a character, but in the novel, she's just a author. And there are some interesting theories of who the real Ellie Conway is, which perfectly mirrored who the real Agent Argylle is that the marketing was pushing. But if the answer to the real Ellie Conway is as unsatisfying as the answer to Argylle and the movie is, we can keep that mystery alive. I'm truly so disappointed in how much I ended up not liking this movie. The extremely noticeable CG, green screen, and just effects overall really just showed the lack of care that was put into making this blockbuster that was shown on the big screen. And I know this is an Apple movie, so it's going to be streaming at some point on their service. And well, I'm sure it's going to look 1,000 times better on that laptop screen. As for the story, this is a case of having something that has so much potential and good ideas, and yet not knowing how to connect anything or execute on any of it. Anything that could have been positive was just done in the most generic or disappointing way. I went into this movie just wanting to have a fun little time, yet this movie couldn't give me that for more than 2 minutes at most. With the film's framing, this could have been so much more tongue-in-cheek, especially with this director. And for what it wants to be, it ends up feeling so generic plot and character-wise that when the twists do happen, I just don't care for it, and it just doesn't work for me at all. It's really sad because rather than grow from and actually play with the tropes from older spy movies, it just falls into them even more and doubles down on them, which makes nothing really feel fresh in this movie. And by the time it does do its own thing to differentiate itself, it's too late and I'm already checked out and really trying not to check my watch. And on top of that, those scenes weren't shot too well either. I just really can't believe how disappointing this was. You could have had more fun with the whole driving force of creating characters. You could have had more fun with the fight scenes, especially in its visual language. And you could have had something that wasn't just paying overt homages to a genre that had been done 1,000,000 times better 1,000,000 times over. Also from the start, the film's sound mixing just felt off. The music just felt low, and because of that, the energy just wasn't quite there for me. It did end up getting better, and I don't know if it's the film's fault or the theater I was in, so I'm not completely blaming the film for that one. But what was the film's fault was the terrible one-liners and the convoluted story. It's always unfortunate for me to get driven to the point of indifference for a movie. I give Argylle a 1 out of 5 stars. If this is your thing and you have enjoyment watching this, I am so happy for you. But for me, I will mark this down as one of the bigger disappointments in a while. I will say there is this whirlybird thing that they do in a couple of scenes, and one shot during all of those scenes is just actually one of the funniest things that this movie does. But that being said, I just really hope Dune 2 is good because my god, I need good movies to come out this year. But alright, those are my thoughts on Argylle. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, let me know your favorite spy movie. My personal favorite is The First Kingsman. But alright, as always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Be sure to stay tuned for more Yeti Films content, and I'll watch you later.